think the Indian crisis could happen anywhere. And I think there are several factors, or many factors behind it. I think one of the core factors I could point out is the availability of funding because of targeted funding for microfinance institutions. I think that, which of course was available capital for them to grow, probably fueled growth beyond what was prudent and beyond what management could control. I know for a fact that the Indian microfinance industry, just as the Mexican microfinance industry, and clearly compartamos, still a very labor-intensive industry. And these are still very labor-intensive methodologies. So collection practices, over-indebtedness, I mean, first and foremost, I think, are a management issue. And how do you go about managing growth? But of course, the incentive of having a lot of funding coming from commercial banks because they're required to, and the fact that then you can leverage yourself aggressively, I think had a lot to do with it. For example, in Mexico, again, not only is funding a lot more scarce and therefore leverage is a lot lower, and when you do tap into investors, you do really have to have a lot of controls and a lot of regulation in place for them to feel confident enough to finance. But also all this regulatory environment in terms of information about who lends to who and how much is lent, I think is key. So I think Mexico has that. I think it still has work to be done in terms of, for example, credit bureaus. But I think it's an environment that even though it's sustained significant growth, it doesn't actually promote the type of growth, so exponentially large that quality could suffer.